Hi, everyone. Всем привет. Так, посмотрим, как меня видно и слышно сегодня. Та-да-там. М-м-м. Так, привет, Шон. Привет. Okay, let's see. Yes, I can hear myself. Yeah, okay, great. Энрико, привет. Привет. Здравствуйте, друзья. Я вас приветствую. As some of you know, I'm in California, in Los Angeles these days. So, привет из Лос-Анджелеса. Probably the quality of the sound is going to be different today. Not probably, but most likely. But anyway, we're here. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for being with me. And this is Mindset Monday, number 12. And Mindset Monday is a happy place to be. Why? Because we are talking about our mindset, about Russian speaking, about Russian learning, about the obstacles on the way, and how to overcome them. So I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you build your strategy, build your system, which will be effective for you to succeed in Russian. And I'm so happy you're here. Okay, let's see. Enrico is here. Sean is here too. Nice to see you guys. Enrico, can you hear me and see me properly? Is it all working great? Please let me know. Okay, so we will wait just for another minute and we will dive into this. Здравствуйте, Chris и Angel. Yes, all okay, great. Enrico, thank you so much. You know how much I appreciate you, and you know, guys, how much I appreciate each and every one of you. So, you know that quite often I talk about the effectiveness, about the system, about the strategy in your learning. Why is it important? Because without this, we don't achieve the results we want. Without this, we are not clear with our goals. We are not clear about the process. We are not clear about the progress. And today is the day when I'm going to continue talking about effectiveness in Russian learning. And Chris and Angel say, все хорошо, супер, супер, спасибо большое, спасибо вам. So today I'm going to introduce you to a very interesting and useful system, concept that I absolutely love. And this system is called the concept. It's better to call it concept. This concept is called SCRUM. Maybe you've heard about it before. There is a beautiful book by Jay Sutherland called SCRUM, The Art of Doing Twice the Work in Half the Time. So this is a great book, very interesting, full of beautiful stories. And so about this concept, what it is. This concept was designed to help huge, complex projects succeed, especially when you work alone with other people, like more than one, definitely, especially when it's a huge group of people, and you want to make sure that everything is working perfectly. So our situation is a bit different. That's why I simplified that concept for you. And I can tell you that this works like magic. It works for everything, not just for language learning. It can be any project. So everything that you can consider as project, you can use this system. But today and here on Mindset Monday, we talk about Russian learning. So let me show you and share with you this concept and how to use it for your effective learning. So first of all, what the benefits are of this concept? It's very simple to understand. It is transparent and it works. These are the main things. Let's define the project first. So let's see, for example, for now, your goal, your big project is to have your first conversation in Russian with a native speaker. What activities, what effective activities do you need to add to your list in order to achieve that goal, in order to complete that project? So we will get back to the answers a bit later. Now I want you to understand first how it works. So I have these 3 sections here on the board because the project will be, so it consists of 3 parts. So first is going to be to do. Can you see it properly? Yeah. So the second will be doing, or you can call it in process or in progress. And the third one will be done. Okay, so we divide our project into a few parts. For example, because your goal, your project to have that first conversation in Russian with a native speaker, it can be a small goal for you. It can be very big. So let's divide it and let's break it down and see it in small parts. So in Scrum, when you want to see how effective your activities are, we call it sprint. So what sprint is? Sprint is a period of time during which you see how effective and how fast you go with your activities. And usually it can be, so basically in classic form of Scrum, it can be from 8 hours up to 1 month. Here, for Russian learning, I recommend to do it from 2 days to 7 days maximum. So let's see. In our project, so I have a few activities here that I wrote down beforehand. For example, you want our sprint to be 7 days. So let's put 7 days here. Okay. So during the 7 days, we have the activities that we define as effective. So first will be, for example, one-on-one lesson with a teacher. Second will be live chat. It can be with anyone, like it can be online, it can be offline, it's up to you, but it depends on your level of comprehension and understanding at the moment. And the third will be shadowing. If you are not familiar with this technique, you can check out my previous live videos where I was talking about shadowing. So after we defined the activities that we need to complete in order to achieve our goal at the end of the sprint, we want to define how complex, how difficult it is to complete each and every activity. And in classical Scrum, we use Fibonacci numbers. Are you familiar with Fibonacci numbers? It's a very easy concept to understand. So let me give you an example so it will be very easy for you. For example, I don't have a teacher at the moment and I will need to find a teacher. I will need to interview different teachers. I will need to spend the time on that. So it's definitely not the easy one. So let's see. The easiest one probably will be shadowing, because, for example, you have material that you listen to and you just need to do shadowing. So you need to speak on top of that in order to build your vocabulary, improve your pronunciation and comprehension. So let's put here 1. So this is 1. So this is the level of how complex this activity is. So with Fibonacci numbers, we go, next number will be 2. As we have only 3 activities here, it will be very easy. So let's put live chat as 2 here. And one-on-one lesson will be 3. So this is the easiest to do, this is a bit harder, and this is the hardest. I mean the hardest just because, like I said, in this term, in this case, I need to find a teacher, I need to spend the time, so it's more complex for me. Then what we are going to do, so as our sprint is 7 days for now, we have 7 days to complete all these activities. Of course, it can be, usually it's much more than just 3, it can be 20. It's just 3 because it will be easy for you to understand. So I see for myself that I can do all these 3 activities in these 7 days. So I move this here. So I will be able to do shadowing, I will be able to do live chat, and I can do one-on-one lesson with the teacher as well. So now it's doing. When you are done with one activity, first, you did shadowing today, you move it here, so it's done. Then, for example, the next day you didn't have the time, you didn't make the time to do Russian, you didn't do anything, and the next day you did live chat. Perfect, well done. And so 7 days are gone, but you didn't manage to find the right teacher. So you didn't have one-on-one lesson with the teacher. What does it mean? So 7 days are over. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you did something wrong. It means that this is the pace that you are going with at the moment with your project. So after you are done with your sprint, you need to do your review. It will take you just 5 or 10 minutes maybe. So you see how fast you were going, how many activities you were able to complete during these 7 days, and you see that this one is not complete. Where does it go? It goes back here, and it will go to your next sprint. For example, for the next sprint, you define all these 3 activities again, and you want to add another one. For example, you want to do, what can it be? You want to do an interactive test, for example. Interactive test. and you define the, the level of complexity as 5. Okay, so the next sprint, during the next sprint, you have already 4 activities and you do it the same way. So what does it give you? You understand with what pace you are going, and you can see exactly what you're doing and what you're not. And you can ask yourself questions. Why have I done this, but I haven't done that? You understand exactly what the problem is. And when you do the review, so you ask yourself these questions. What has been completed successfully? What went well? Second question, what hasn't been completed? Why? And the next question is, what can be improved for the next sprint? So for example, you had a live chat during the first sprint, but you feel like you were listening more than speaking. And for the next sprint, you want to improve. And you set as a goal for yourself, so I want to say at least 1 phrase next time. And you write it down, so you have those notes. Or you, for example, you see that you haven't found a teacher. What you can do, you can break this activity down into a few parts. So you can write down find a teacher, then you can do interview, or we can do like find a teacher, find a few teachers, interview, and the next one you can do as do a trial lesson. And so in this case, you see that probably find a teacher will be the hardest. So you can put 5 here. Then interview will be 3, I guess. And trial will be, I think 1. What do you think? 1. So when you have the activity that was here doing, but you haven't completed it, it means that it was too big. So it means that you have to break it down. So at the beginning, at the first sight, it might seem complex. It's like, it's too hard. How can it help me? How can I benefit from it? It works magic. You try it for yourself, do just 1 sprint and see how it works for you before you say that it's not working and it's not effective and it's a waste of time. I can tell you that just to organize all this will take you maximum 10 minutes. So if you take 7 days for a sprint, what you need to do is to plan your activities and to check that you are going well with your doing list. You need to ask yourself questions. You need to, on a daily basis, to see, okay, I'm moving, I'm improving, I'm getting there. So the best way to do that is to have a board. If you don't have a board, that's okay. I just love, you know, the physical movements that I can really like take it and move it here. I see, okay, this is a win. I've done it. Then I take it and move it here. When I see this done, I just love it. This is exciting. This is a great motivation to keep doing that. If you don't have it, of course you can do it in Google Docs or just wherever you feel like on your laptop. It doesn't really matter. You can do it on your just regular notebook. You can write it with pen. This is my preference. And another very important thing is the definition of done. What does it mean? Because, for example, as I said, let's take live chat. So this is your activity, but it can go different, right? What is your goal with this live chat? Is your goal just to check in, just to be there? Is your goal to pay attention and take notes? Is your goal to join the conversation? Is your goal to make an impact and add some value? It's very different, right? So you have to understand here that it depends on you. So it's much better if you write it down here, live chat, and for example, say at least one phrase and to be understood. And then when it's done, you know exactly what you've done. And you know that I mentioned that it's very important to journal on what you're doing. It's very important to track your progress. If you want to get to where you want to be, if you want to succeed in Russian, you need to journal, you need to track your success. And this is a great framework that you can use for that. If you want to go deeper into the topic, if you want to read the book, if you want to check it out, so I will add a link in the description box. So it's called SCRUM again, and the author is Jay Sutherland. So this is the concept that I wanted to share with you today, and let me see if you have any questions. Okay, so yeah, Enrico says, yes, I know Fibonacci. I was looking for a system like this to add at work planning you give us. That's beautiful, Enrico. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. It's really helpful, have real control of progress we are having. That's so true. That's so true. Watch a Russian movie. Yes, absolutely, Sean. You can add watch a Russian movie, but just be very specific with what you want to achieve with that activity. So it's like little projects inside your project. So it's project in a project in a project. So if you feel like, because actually to watch movies is quite a big activity. I would probably I would probably break it down and put it as few activities here. For example, to listen and watch to a Russian movie for an hour, let's say for 60 minutes. Then you put an activity to take notes, at least 3 phrases during this 60 minutes. It's another activity. So when you see, for example, that you watched the movie, you completed one activity, but you haven't done any notes, you didn't take away anything. So you see that, okay, so I didn't pay attention, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. This is a very simple and transparent system. I absolutely love it, and I use it every time when I need for everything. So review your flashcards. Beautiful. Attend Mindset Monday with Elena. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And better less done well than have too much to do and be lost. Enrico, this is so true. I completely agree with you, and thank you so much. So guys, I hope this was helpful. But anyway, always open to your feedback. So please feel free in any format, direct message, email, Instagram. So I hope you enjoy your week. I hope that you enjoy yourself in this week. Как всегда, спасибо большое, что вы были со мной сегодня. Отличной вам недели, отличного дня, отличного вечера. И, как всегда, увидимся на следующей неделе. И помните, вы лучшие. До скорого. Пока.